And here he is, the man of the hour so far today here. Well, slightly more than an hour. Well, actually exactly an hour.
Wow.
Right now, the man of exactly the last hour, winning 3 games against FXO. It is MarineKing.Prime. Extremely good Terran player. Nothing more needs to be said about that. But his Zerg opponent up at the top of the map from the team FXO, if anyone can come back, win some games, get some momentum going again for their team, it's going to be this guy, FXO.Leenock. Young, but oh so talented.
Yeah, I'm curious what he's going to do differently than Lucky. Is he going to go for 3 base before hatch?
I doubt
before
it.
Pool? Is he going to just build 1 hatch? Is he going to 8 pool? No, he can't even 8 pool. It's already past that time. So
well, this is going to be interesting. A pretty early drone scout sent out by Leenock. He definitely wants to know what's going on.
He wants to see if a barracks gets placed, essentially. That's like the biggest fear for Zergs against MKP, because he could be proxying. There's a spot just below the main base of Leenock, kind of, right there on the other side of that little gap. Perfect for barracks
right here
to be placed. After the Overlord Scout gets past it, you basically have plenty of time to get something built up as long as you dodge it with your SCV. So no barracks in sight yet. Leenock might be a little bit nervous.
Yep, he's going to come in here. And
follow the SCV.
Check.
Yes, very important.
Exactly. He knows it's probably going to be command center first. And I mean, this is MarineKing we're talking about. Oh, but the SCV turns and attacks.
Oh no! When SCVs attack coming this fall.
It was a trap. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Command center is down.
That's
using
a barracks.
the full health SCV. That is a barracks. What?
That is not a command center.
MarineKing. What was that? What?
I don't know. All right, and the drone escapes.
Oh, there's the command
but he
center.
built it before the drone got out of vision.
I don't. All right. Well, that's interesting.
Whatever.
It's a hatch
He needs
first
both. He
from
needs both anyway.
Leenock.
Yeah.
Will it be a 3rd hatchery? Oh, is he actually going to go for
He
it?
is.
Wow, this is the first.
He didn't see a barracks or a CC. There was no reason not to.
This is the first time that I've seen Leenock go for 3 hatch before pool. I have to see how he decides to kind of come out of it. That's kind of interesting.
Easy game.
Look at this, though. This is kind of interesting.
Well, he needs both anyway, right?
He does.
So why not? And he can just move the barracks back, obviously, to the wall-off position as
I
he
think
gets mackered up.
MarineKing's kind of messing around with him. I think it's either a joke or he just hit the wrong button, which is possible.
That's hilarious. That's a hilarious joke.
Thank you. He's like, I'm going to block my own CC. And there's a pool going down for Leenock, so no really fast gas or anything like that. So this could certainly be the a version of that 6-queen build that we see a lot in ZVT right now in the Korean server. You get so many queens out, you can obviously spread your creep very quickly. You're very safe early on. A lot you can do with queens now that they do have that increased ground range. It really, really made, I think that change right there, the 2 changes to Zerg, probably had the biggest impact in overall StarCraft 2, I think, in a very, very long time.
Yeah, in a very, very long time being the key there, because there used to be some crazy stuff in this game. Yeah. Roach being 1 supply.
Kadarin Amulet,
armor.
Man.
Kadarin Amulet, wow, what a...
That was insane.
that was insane. Mothership used to do a lot of crazy stuff. Planet Cracker was an insane...
Planet Cracker?
Yeah, dude, they had slow time. They had Planet Cracker. They had all kinds of stuff in the early beta and alpha.
Oh, yeah. Well, Banshees used to do AoE damage in alpha. I mean, that's going way, way back. But
Thors used to have energy. Oh, wait, they do again. That was a joke.
Oh, energy? Yeah. I always was kind of confused about that.
Do they want energy? Do they not? Who cares?
Maybe the Thors are piloted by people who can use magic. They just choose not to because they get an opportunity to ride in giant robots. It's kind of cool.
And they all look like Arnold.
That's right. Why not? Now, MarineKing is not scouted yet. Let's kind of keep this in mind. He's going for a very fast 3rd command center, putting down a few more barracks, but he has no idea what Leenock is doing.
What's he scared of? Nothing.
A Baneling bust? I don't know.
Dude, he's fearless. Look at him. I saw him murder 13 Banelings without losing any more than 2 Marines.
I suppose if you are MarineKing, yeah,
he's fearless.
He heard about Marine Split Challenge, but he's like,
That's MarineKing Split. Yeah, mockery is what it is.
He's like, it's too easy.
Yeah, but there's nothing even for Leenock to bust right now. He's got like 2 depots. It's 3 CCs total.
He could bust his Marines. I don't know. But I do like this by MarineKing, going for more barracks early on. He's also getting 2 engineering bays as well, getting 1-1 very, very quickly. So this is, of course, MarineKing doing what MarineKing often does. But more Terran players lately have kind of adopted this style, if it is the style I'm thinking of. that you basically just get a ton of upgrades, a ton of Marines very, very quickly, not too many siege tanks, and you just go all out aggressive with this. And you do need, a very fast third command center a lot of times to really make the best of this. This was a style that SC was known for doing a kind of an early prototype version of back in the day, and then Gumiho kind of tailored it a little bit to his own playing preferences. But Marine King, it definitely fits the way he plays. I feel like, though, a player like Leenock is going to be one of the best Zergs to handle something like that, though, just because Leenock is not afraid of using lots of Banelings. He always was a Mutiling Baneling player, and so we've been seeing a lot of Zergs respond to the style that Marine King is showing us by going very, very Baneling heavy, like Luciri used to do, actually. And these two engineering bays might not really change that fact. I mean, everyone gets 2 Evo chambers pretty much now.
Yeah, he's got his lair coming up. Still hasn't made, as far as I've seen, did he make a Roachworn or Baneling nest yet? He's still sticking with that Ling
Not
tech.
yet. What you see a lot of Zergs do is get those 2 Evo chambers, get 1-1 started, and then they put down their Baneling nest. Looks like he's deciding to get lair first. It was very popular for a while, up to maybe like the last month or so, to do this without getting the Baneling nest. Go like heavy Ling upgrade, Infestor Ultra. But yeah, there's the Baneling nest now going down. It's just, I think many pro Zergs would agree. I was talking to EG Machine about this just the other day. It's too dangerous to do this strategy and skip the Baneling nest. You can get away with it once in a while, but it's cheap. Why wouldn't you want the Baneling nest?
That's true. It's a constant threat. If you can hide Ling somewhere near a third or second base and get easy SCV kills. Obviously, you can do Baneling landmines, which I've seen Leenock do a number of times. Yeah,
you can do a ton with it, and you're under no obligation whatsoever to actually make Banelings with it. It's good just to have it, just in case. But look at this. 2 factories for Marine King. So he's not going to be going for that really, really heavy Marine style.
He has 5 barracks.
He does have 5 barracks, but he's also on 3 bases. He could have a lot more than this if he wanted to, but he's going to be going with 2 factories just so he can get his siege tank up fairly early. And a little bit of a counterattack here.
Wow, full bunker. Didn't expect that, did you, Leenock?
Nice. Marine King definitely ready for that sort of thing.
Man, very nice. He had 6 Marines ready for that.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Baneling speed getting started now, Burrow getting started, so all that Baneling utility that we talked about just moments ago. And another hatch going up. He's got a 4th base coming up at that rich Vespine area, and another macro hatch somewhere else. But he'll have plenty of larvae here soon to try and crank his way to 200 supply. He's already up 20 supply, so not having that lucky situation where MKP was actually out macroing the Zerg 10 minutes in.
Yeah, it's tough to out macro Leenock, that's for sure. Now, Marine King, you can see he's got a factory with a tech lab here, and he's got a second one in reserve ready for when he wants to start that double tank production here, too. And that's good to have. I mean, if you're going for this style, there will usually be a point where you want to add on a lot of tanks, too. And you know what? This could actually be a bit of a fake, sort of, for Marine King, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Depending on if he survives this attack from Leenock, a lot of Banelings being added in here, kind of timing this out with Baneling speed, and here we go. Leenock moving in a little bit early, but will it be okay?
Yeah, there's no tank splash, really, to fear yet. These Banelings going down so fast, though. Look at that. I told you Marine King didn't fear anything. Look
Baneling speed finishes.
Baneling speed finishes, and he's still only... Oh, wow. Oh, Leenock, you happened to sneak in there, but
yeah, well, that was usually don't expect Baneling speed to finish during an attack like that. Zergling's trying to do damage, but that didn't really do anything. So a little bit of a mistimed attack by Leenock. Baneling speed was, we saw how close it was to finishing. If he had waited, he may have been able to zone out the Marines up here with the Zerglings while he came in through here and killed the SCVs with Banelings. Just an idea about what he maybe wanted to do with that. But as it was, a little bit of a botched attack, kind of getting ready to do a little bit more damage here, it looks like. But back to what I was talking about earlier.
On the way really quick too.
Look at this. Marine King going up to, well, it's still 2 factories. He did move that one over there. But I think he's going to try to kind of surprise Leenock a little bit with a higher tank count than he's expecting. He's showing a lot of just Marines and medevacs early on. And Leenock may take that as being, that typical high Marine, low tank style. But with 2 factories, it's going to be pretty good.
He's got so many Lings and Banelings. It's all he has before Hive. Infestors could be on the field. He already finished. He finished Pathogen Glands a while ago. But now the tanks are starting to rear their ugly heads. Siege mode is not quite done yet, but MKP doesn't care. He's going to start clearing out all this. Here come the Banelings and the Infestors.
Needs to get those fungals down. No, throwing infested Terrans instead. Interesting.
The spread was too good. I don't disagree with that move, but obviously could have just saved energy completely and stayed back.
No, not a lot of energy.
A full medevac.
That helps. Only 2 infested Terrans. I don't think he has the energy on these infestors to really capitalize on it. Oh, another fungal. He does actually. Marine King forced to drop off. Oh, wow. That ended up working out great for Leenock, but Marine King, you know, he's got such a high amount of production right now that doesn't really hurt him that much. Oh, the tank's not sieged up, though, but Leenock just not quite enough Zerglings yet to commit to something like that.
Yeah, he's just dipping his toes in, testing the water, and now we have an empty medevac, which is going to die, but it serves a scouting purpose. He's the macro hatch there as well. Concussive shells coming up now for Marine King. He's got 11 bio units at a time, 2 tanks and 2 medevacs all coming out. Sensor towers being built. Haven't seen a sensor tower in a while. It's going to obviously be very, very useful for him.
They're good to have.
Yeah, 16 banelings in production. Spore crawlers being built actually by Leenock. Another empty medevac getting some scouting done. Once that spore crawler finishes, probably will be able to take that out. But Ultralisk Cavern probably being the most important thing I see on the production tab right now.
Yeah, that's right. And this medevac does need to make a run for it. Whoa, like 1 hit away from death almost. And
wow, flood of lings.
Big, big amount of lings out on the map right now. Definitely playing his own brand of this. A lot of Zerg players favoring more banelings than lings right now, but I like this decision by Leenock. I think he has caught on that Marine King is actually going to have a lot of tanks. So in that situation, you don't want to have a lot of banelings. It's just too easy to lose them to good focus firing.
Is he going to get the fungal / marine wall? No.
Nope.
Let's it go. All right, whatever. Just lose some drones.
I guess so.
All right. He's running a long way around with his speedlings, and he's going to send a queen in, so he may not actually lose anything.
Yep, Queen getting a little bit low, pulling it back just at the very end, and he will go ahead and keep that alive. Oh, but Leenock maybe getting a little bit flanked here. Marine King trying to trap him in that base area, but it doesn't work. Leenock attacking. Tanks are not unsieged. Does Leenock have enough?
He's got a ton of banelings. Good fungal there on everything just to get that damage done even faster, and Marine King is not even going to try to run away. We have Ultras on the field now, so this follow-through could be very, very devastating. Nice split there. Not going to save everything, but the Ultras now have a nice path cleared. No tanks, really. Just 1 there with MKP's force, so Ultras could have had a heyday there, but chasing a entirely ranged army is tough to do with Ultras.
It's a little bit dangerous, too, when you have Marauders with almost 3-3 out. They do kill Ultralisks very, very quickly, but look at this. Leenock already with 6 Ultralisks out on the map right now. 5 Infestors. He's also even getting Neural Parasite. Chitinous Plating is going to be finishing very, very soon, so he's got great upgrades on this force as well. Getting 2 Spires, too, so he's going to be ready to go into that Broodlord transition a little bit later here. He's got to be so careful, though. I mean, this game, in this situation, 1 bad engagement can change things, and here comes Leenock. Will this be what he wants? He doesn't have his entire army here. Oh, losing an Ultra as he has to pull back. But that does leave him an opportunity to do a little bit of a counterattack.
Is he going to get the flank with the fungals, or is he just going to go straight for the counterattack? He's not going to go with the flank. I'm a little curious about that. He is going to run him in several directions, trying to score some worker kills perhaps. But I'm curious. He could have just flattened that army had he come around the other side with those fungal, with those lings to catch the fungal army.
Look at this. So Leenock's so far ahead in supply right now, about 50 supply ahead. Doing some damage, cutting off reinforcements. The Ultralisks, oh, they're going to get a lot of SCVs, I've got a feeling.
Oh, yes, definitely going to get a lot of SCVs with a clean attack.
50 supply ahead right now for FXO.Leenock, burrowing those infestors and getting them out of there.
2 Spires coming up, so for a possible follow-through. 7 Ultras in production, and all these lings just swarming all over the place. Marine King is going to have a lot on his plate trying to keep up with all this. Blast Ultralisk might go down here. Yes, he does splatter, but so much damage being done there by Leenock, and now he has map control.
And the big thing, too, some more banelings coming out right now, is no counter drops from Marine King at all. He's kind of been sort of relegated to just sitting in his base right now, trying to defend.
Ooh. Well, how did
what was that Ultralisk doing in there? He was burrowed in there.
He got in and said, now what do I do? Oh, God.
That's right. He's like, they'll never notice I'm below their mineral line. This is perfect.
The ground is not bumpy at all.
Oh, here we go. Not a lot of tanks, and they're not sieged up anyway. Leenock coming in, putting Marine King on the run. Nice amount of reinforcements coming out for our Terran player, but Leenock still with the supply lead. Needs those infestors there to fungal, and here they come. Nice fungals on those units.
Yeah, and the greater spires coming up during all this.
That's right.
So even if these Ultras and Infestors do get targeted down, Infestors burrowing, always a nice move, get them back to safety pretty easily, while the Ultras take the brunt of the damage, and Marines really aren't doing much damage at all to the Ultras. It's pretty much entirely these tanks and Marauders. The tricky part with these Ultras, obviously, is their size. It's hard to chase effectively. It's hard to even fight standing still effectively because they're so freaking huge and just bounce off of each other. But 7 Corruptors. Yeah, he might be an extinct species
here. Endangered species.
As he switches into Air Force here.
He has 5 kills. He's a Slayer. And look at this. I love it. A little bit of dropping action coming in from Marine King, dropping some Zerglings into the main. This is going to take some pressure off of him while he rebuilds his army, goes for Broodlords. Oh, the Overlord does die, but a couple SCVs going with it as well. And the biggest bonus of this is getting Marine King to pull his army back into his main. And that's going to let Leenock try a bit of a counterattack.
He's going to come in. I don't know if that bunker's still full. I'd actually be really surprised.
Oh, it's gone,
it's totally gone. So
I like this, too.
Nice Tech Lab pickoff. Just going to slow production a little bit on those tanks, which are the greatest threat to the Ultralisk. But now 6 Broodlords are in production with 5 Infestors on the ground. So we're going to see this Zerg siege push of Fungal Broodlord Baneling
and one Ultra
in the near future. And one
Ultra. And one Ultralisk. There he is.
Earl the Ultra.
Earl Ultra bringing up the rear, and Leenock need to be a little bit careful here. Needs to get those Fungals to keep those Broodlords safe, and he does. A lot of Marauders there, not a lot of Marines. Oh, he needs to be careful, though.
He doesn't have a ground force left. Where are the Ling? He needs Ling support here.
That's right. He's been spending a lot on Corruptors and Broodlords, but again, I think he's got nearly all the anti-air dead. Pulling back the Broodlords, the Infestors need to make a bit of a run for it as well, and Leenock barely has the lead. The medevac count is so high for Marine King right now that fungal growth really is not a big issue for Marine King. It slows him down, but that is about it, and Leenock needs to be careful here. He's actually even up in supply to Marine King right now.
He's still picking off so many units with these Broodlords, though. Very nice, basically, focus there on killing off the anti-air with his remaining Ultra and Infestors. But Infestors are great in this situation just because Fungal hits so many units when they're all clumped up like that. Hits medevacs, obviously, and Marines on the ground. So just a nice way to stall that giant force from moving forward and picking off all your Broodlords. That is a huge medevac count. They're pretty low on energy, so all these Banelings and Infestors will be able to do a ton of damage once this gets started again.
Oh, going after that weakened Broodlord. No. Will he be able to get it?
Probably.
Yes, he does. So picking off one Broodlord is Marine King.
We still have 1 Corruptor for anti-air support, so
that's nice.
3 more on the way.
He's got a big job.
Lots of Infestors coming still. Fungal and Infested Swarm Eggs both going to be able to deal with that. But wow, look at this force from MKP. Where did that come from? He's up to 200 supply.
He's been on 4 bases the entire game.
True.
I mean, he's not really lost a whole lot of production time despite that 1 attack from Leenock at his 4th. Leenock has not really been able to go beyond a 5th base here. And he's so low on larva as well. I mean, he's only got 48. Never mind, he has plenty of larva.
He has no larva.
But resources are a bit of an issue. This is an expensive army, so even with his bases, this is a lot to replace here.
Larva cannot fight. Don't know if you knew that.
And I don't know if this is going to be the best angle for Leenock. Thinking about going in, putting some Fungals, but again, the medevacs, if you look at the Fungals, it doesn't really do a whole lot. It gets healed up pretty quick.
Oh, this is scary for Leenock.
Yes, it is.
His Broodlords are going to be so vulnerable. There's so many Marines on the ground right now. And no Ultralisks, no real ground forces. A Muta in production right now for Leenock. I don't know what's happening. Is MKP going to get 4 kills straight on FXO?
I think he is, man. I don't know. Leenock is losing his very expensive army. He does not have the money to replace this, making 1 Mutalisk just for fun, because why not? Leenock likes Mutalisks.
This army looks scary.
But I know in the end, I mean, Marine King showing us a really good way to handle that late game Zerg composition.
Ooh, a Fungal from nowhere.
Wow, where did that come from?
I don't know, but that Infestor had to have paid for it. I think he was burrowed.
Wait. Is this him?
Maybe, but that's, wow, quite a nice
yes,
Infestor.
It was me. I have 12 kills. I'm a Ravager.
But,
Stay away from me, Marine King. I'm a Ravager.
That's an extremely potent Fungal because not only did it stop Marine King and make him change direction, it gave Leenock time to get some units out. He's got 4 Broodlords and 3 Ultras on the way and 4 Infestors on the way. He spent that bank that he had and caught up on supply in basically one little swing of attack there. Like just
the question is, will he be able to kill Marine King's army efficiently enough to really make it worth it? That's kind of the big question here. We do have Marine King being prevented from really being able to take this base. One Muta making all the difference. Oh, and Marine King, though, finds this base. It doesn't get canceled, I don't think, and Leenock forced to pull back again. I mean, this late game composition from Marine King, just going Marine, Marauder, tank with a ton of medevacs. The key here is the medevacs. You get just enough Vikings to kind of harass and things like that, but if you have a large amount of medevacs, if you quote-unquote overmake them, fungal growth becomes kind of a non-issue. It does slow your units down, but if they don't have Banelings, they're not really able to do anything to your bio.
Yeah, so it's just something I noticed in the production tab earlier was 12 Infestors and 9 Marines being created. And if you just gave me the option between those, I would pick the Infestors. They're pretty versatile, and they're still doing lots and lots of damage. One Ultra just runs in to get splattered, but you know that buys time. I guess it's an expensive time measure, but he is going to slowly move this scale the other direction. Production tab now totally empty for Marine King. His minerals are basically gone. He's been mined out / worker killed so often throughout this game that he's down to under 100 minerals. Leenock.
Oh man, he's going to target the hatchery. He's going to target the hatchery with his tanks. No, I don't think he is either. Oh, loses a tank there. Interesting idea, but didn't quite work out.
Yeah, this might be the major turning point. He's dropping a lot of mules on this base now that's finally reestablished. So if Leenock can hit this window, it's going to be really, really hard for Marine King to keep that production up. He's only got 2 Marines coming out compared to 2 Ultras.
Yep, that's right. So Leenock still staying alive despite all this. He has been up on bases.
So many Infestors, goodness.
You know, losing that army was such a big deal. I mean, Marine King does still have 5 medevacs, so that does help. But they are all very, very low on energy. I mean, Marine King, in an ideal world, would have won by now. And look at this, so many Infestors by Leenock. Oh, wow, he has got 20 Infestors out on the map right now.
Oh, siege tanks are going to have to be, they're going to have to be dealt with from Blue Lords somewhere. Oh, there they are, right there off the right side of the map. So
that's right, only 2 of them, though. Things still kind of dire for Leenock, but it looks like he's finally getting that lead here. I don't know if Marine King is going to be able to defend this in the long run.
That was definitely the turning point. Once I noticed Marine King was getting no mining in and no production. He's got 11 Marines on the way now, but look at this. This is the Zerg siege push just without Lings, basically. He's got all the expensive units and none of the cheap ground fodder.
You know, again, with what Marine King was going for, you're designed to win on 4 bases. I mean, if you don't win on 4 bases, it's going to be too late. You're not going to have been able to really have time to take your 5th. And Zerg is just going to be able to simply come back because that style kind of is reliant on just bludgeoning your way through the Zerg army and then kind of pushing to victory. It's not that heavy harassment drop style that we see players like Slayers MMA do, for example, in TVZ. So Leenock doing a good job of just barely staying alive in the end. Very good back and forth game, but in the end right now, Leenock looking poised to take this win.
Yes, still no production, and all I see, are these little clumps of Marines kind of all over the map, and obviously Infestors deal with clumps of Marines pretty handily. Also Ultralisks, I mean, they don't have any anti-armor on those attacks. No Marauders or tanks really anywhere left, and these Marines are essentially doing 2 damage a shot. There's the GG for Marine King!
Wow, and FXO takes their first win here in the match today. Maybe the most